Welcome everyone to a special edition late night episode of Otaco Time. I'm your host, Cloud. I'm joined by my co-host Conchitas and Northald. It's a little
Hello.
it's a little
Hey,
late in the
hey.
day today, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Cheers,
We're all doing
buddy.
stuff. Shit, what? Oh my god. You- oh, I don't think that
Chris,
we're gonna get banned.
we're family
Oh,
friendly. What are you doing?
What is that? It's apple juice. That's
apple
what it
juice.
is.
Yeah.
Apple juice,
Of
apple
course.
cider.
Yeah.
Apple cider. He's a
Tis the
man
season.
of culture for sure.
Yeah.
We won't talk about what's in that cup. Uh, we won't judge or anything. But
Just
yeah, so
nighttime medicine.
I guess
Yeah.
so. It is that time of the night for sure. It is later than we usually stream. I think usually we're in the morning
In the
and
morning.
or
Yeah,
evening, but this time we're closer to the night.
a little nighttime
God.
stream.
Yeah. So what have all you been up to? Before we get into the meat of the episode, let's catch up with the viewers a bit.
Oh,
Dang.
oh.
Wow. I feel like I've been really busy still. Not just with like work and stuff, but obviously I literally just got back into town like an hour ago.
Mhm.
Actually less than an hour ago.
Yeah, it was like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I went to a wedding. But it was nice. It was like a what is it? What are those like 25-year anniversary things? It's like a 25-year anniversary like wedding.
Oh,
Anniversary.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But apparently like they had never gotten married. Like they had been together
Oh,
for
Oh,
okay.
25 years and so they actually like ended up getting married and it was kind of cute.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
okay.
know.
Pretty
We were all
nice.
like, "Wait, hold up. They're not married?" And so, yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was nice. Um And then yeah, and I've just been chilling, trying to chill as much as I can. It's getting cold now.
Yeah, we're
Getting
getting
chilly
closer to
now.
that fall weather.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's time for that sweater weather. I'm personally happy. We got some rain here on Friday. I was
Oh,
excited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was pretty nice. I got to wear
Dang.
a jacket. I got to bust out the jacket. I have a lot of jackets, probably more jackets than I should because it never
For
really
yeah.
gets cold.
it never gets cold
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah, but yeah, I just like sweater weather a lot.
Yeah, well, you should come visit. It's definitely sweater weather. Definitely sweater weather here. A
Uh-huh.
lot more now. You know something funny? Like I remember a long time ago seeing this comment in on Reddit, and it was something about like someone talking about every time it rains in like California, like all the kids go running outside and like everyone's like really excited and stuff, and people are like dancing in the rain or whatever. And then someone like commented like, "Oh, so every single time it rains, it's like an episode, or it's like the ending of the movie Holes."
Uh,
Do you
Oh,
remember that?
yeah.
yeah.
And like ever since then, I'm always like, oh, it rained in California. All right, it's like everyone's
That
all
is.
happy and dancing and stuff.
Oh, did we get a follower just now?
Oh my
Who followed?
gosh,
Oh,
Sam Maria 21. Thanks for the
Ooh,
oh.
follow.
thanks for the follow, guy or girl, whatever
Or
you identify
girl, they,
as.
yes.
Person.
Respect it. No,
But yeah,
but yeah, no. When it rains in Cali, for sure we celebrate it. I remember one time when I was in college, it started raining, and me and my roommate, we were just like, it's a good day to like stay in and bundle with like some chocolate chip cookies and some milk. And then we were just like, you want to go to the market and like buy some milk because we don't have milk. And he's just like, yeah. And then we just booked it, and it was like pouring rain, and we're just like in shirt and pants, but we're like, whatever, man. It's the special occasion.
it's a
It's
special
rainy.
occasion.
The only thing
Yeah.
special about it was raining. So just yeah, that was pretty fun. We looked like morons, but whatever. And we stayed in and ate our cookies and milk. It's nice.
So it's nice. Yeah. What about you, Northald? What have you been up to?
Well, I took half the week off, so I
That
was just
sounds
playing
nice.
Oh,
games.
snaps.
Oh,
I went
okay.
to a couple wineries, so That's all
What
good.
what a cultured man.
Boy. I mean, apple cider vineyards. Yes.
Apple cider, grape
Oh, of
vineyards,
course. Yep.
Yeah.
grape cider vineyards.
Gotta keep the stream
Grape cider.
PG for the people out here.
For the
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be bad influences.
Played a lot of games. I ended up finishing. I played through Demon Souls. And,
Again? Haven't you played that game
Yeah.
like 10 times?
No, so I played through Dark Souls. Like I played 1, 2, and 3, and then I got a PS5 just by chance. And then I
Mhm.
played Demon Souls, and that was it's
That
a
was the
love hate. Love hate. I'm just like, oh, it's
game.
fun. Yeah, the game.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
'Cause-
difference?
So you can't in like Dark Souls, you could sell your items to get souls, and that's how you level up.
Mhm.
And so as you level up, the threshold increases. So like the first level may be like 100 and something souls, but if you're like level 40-ish, it could be like 30,000 souls instead.
Oh, okay.
So they took that away, and then it's a lot less forgiving because there's I forget what the term is, but it's like a world affinity. So the thing with Dark Souls, if you become human or you go into your human form,
Mhm.
you could get invaded by other players and they could just come and kill you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, when you're in that human form, you get bonus. So you get like more health, more strength, yada yada. So it's like a risk reward type of thing. But with this one, if you're in human form and you die, the world becomes darker, as in like darker as like an analogy for like light and dark, right?
Mhm.
So if you die more as a human instead of like in your spirit form, the game gets harder.
Oh,
So
okay.
the enemies do more damage. So it's very incentivized. So what I kept doing was I kept going to the home area because that has no world association. And so I would just go die. And I was like, all right, I'm back in this spirit form.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Because every
man.
time you beat a boss, it automatically puts you into a human form.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Oh, okay.
so
So it's
I'm
kind of
just
like
like,
a punishment, like.
in a way, because so the whole thing is you're trying to stop like this huge demon, like the original one. And to do that, you have to absorb the souls of other demons, which you're just killing the demon and then you absorb their soul. So in a sense, you become a demon yourself.
That's
Okay.
pretty deep.
Yeah. So it's cool and everything, but
Deep.
I'm playing it through again, which even with that, um, it gets more difficult too. If you do a new game, you keep all your levels, all the stuff that you had, but enemies have more health, they do more damage, so it scales. So
Mm.
I'm trying to play through that because there's an alternative ending, and I kind of want to see it. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those like Souls games, I I tried playing them and I don't know, they just tilt me. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played them because they're highly recommended, and people were just like, it's a challenging, cool game. But there's just so many like little things that just kept annoying me that I was just
Yeah.
like, it's just not like it's not fun. I'm
That's
sorry.
not it. Yeah. It's
I
like
just
a
can't
waste of
deal with
time.
this. Yeah, the only game that I found that was like Souls like that it was fun was Bloodborne because that game was like really fast. There was like a reward system for if you were able to like it was like Dark Souls has parrying, but it in Bloodborne it felt more like satisfying to me personally. It felt more consistent to get in terms of just like killing an enemy through parrying. So
Yeah.
the only game like Soul game that I genuinely liked was Bloodborne. All the other ones were like I think not Demon Souls, but Dark Souls 3 was very similar to Bloodborne in that
Yeah.
kind of way. So maybe I'll go and play that one. But yeah, I'm never gonna play like the first Dark Souls.
Because it's so
just can't.
funny. Because like the first time I played through them, like I was like, oh man, I gotta make myself tanky and stuff, and I gotta have a shield. So I'm walking and running through the whole game with the shield up because I'm scared for
Oh,
my
really?
life.
You were
Yeah,
both hoodie.
yeah, um, yeah. And so
Apparently,
the
like
other
the
thing is,
most efficient way to play the game is like naked with a club or something. I don't.
yeah.
I
So
don't see the point of
Oh my
people playing the
yeah,
god.
game.
because I played through Bloodborne too, but I don't remember if there was like an equipment load that you had.
Mhm.
No, I don't think so, right? It was just whatever you put on, and that was it.
Actually, I don't know.
In Dark
Actually,
Souls, I don't know.
Oh no, in
in
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Oh, in Bloodborne,
Yeah.
yeah, you just kind of change your clothes, and clothes gave
Oh,
you better
okay.
stats and stuff.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
because in Dark Souls, everything has weight to it. So if like there's a stat for endurance,
mhm.
and if you like the endurance stat allows you to have more stuff equipped on yourself or like heavier thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit, at least in Dark Souls, it was like if you hit like 35%, then like your dodges or your rolls got slower.
Yeah,
And then if you hit 50%, you were just like, this is like a fat, we call it fat roll because it's so slow. It's like you just roll and you know you're going to get hit. So
yeah.
at least with Demon Souls, it was like 50% was that threshold. And so I was pretty much running around like with a shield and a sword naked. So
Yeah, because being naked, you get like an invincible roll or something.
yeah.
Uh, let's start moving on to the next topics. Speaking of survival and
Topics of the
dying a lot,
day.
let's get to a pretty hot topic of basically the past 2 weeks. So, Squid Games has taken America by storm. I wonder why. People,
Yeah, I
people,
wonder why too, man.
people tend to really like this. And I watched Squid Games. I finished it in like an afternoon. Um,
Which I don't know how you did that because every single
uh,
episode's like
Yeah.
an hour. There are like
also,
9 episodes.
I don't know how I did it either, but I did finish it. So have you guys gotten a chance to? I think Conchito, you said you didn't finish it, and I'm sad because
I
we needed
haven't
to talk
finished
about it.
it. Yeah. Well, I'm about 5 episodes in, so I feel like I'm almost there. But I kind of am getting the gist of the show, so I mean, I feel like we talk about it without having to go into like specifics, because
Yeah, for
I feel like
sure.
the thing with Squid Games is just like how popular it's become like in the past 2 weeks, and it's people are kind of saying like it could have to do like with um just like Korea's I don't know, it's like it's getting more mainstream like when we're talking about like K-pop and stuff like that, and just in
Mm.
general, like a lot of like Korean media it's becoming very mainstream. And some people are saying like, oh, that's why Squid Games got so popular because it was like Korean. There's a lot of interest already in like Korean media and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I liked it. What did you guys think of it? I'm liking it so far. I
Oh,
haven't finished it.
so I don't want to spoil it at the same time, but I thought it was okay. Like I don't
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
get what the hype is, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh I have my thoughts about the ending, so we'll go into that next time when you finish it, Conchitos.
Yeah.
Uh
All right. Yeah.
but overall, it's good. The way everyone like hypes it up, like to me it was all like it didn't feel justified. But then again, it's because I've already seen this genre done. And
Mhm.
the
Hmm.
way that people like the media was saying, it was just like, oh, it's new, it's so innovative, it hasn't even been done before when there's something similar like a murder game like Saw, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you have that stress component and
Yeah.
stuff. It's not like little kids games, but still it's like you're competing against other people and all that stuff at the same time. So
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why it's kind of like how you're saying it's this particular genre, like the battle royale genre, is.
Mhm.
I mean, I have no real basis of saying this, but like I feel like in terms of just like Asian media, I feel like it's fairly popular and
Yeah, it
it's
is.
common. I mean, there's literally a
A
movie, a
movie,
Japanese
Battle
battle
Royale,
royale,
right?
Yeah.
that was produced in
Yeah.
Japan, and then there's just subsequent shows and animes and movies that come out with a very similar premise. Alice in Borderland is a very another very like popular battle royale type show it's kind of like a Japanese, everyone calls it the Japanese Squid Games even though it came out first. Um
Oh shit.
yeah, and
Oh
then
yeah.
so I think just the sheer fact that this is probably a lot of people's first show that kind of deals with that. Even though, like, in the states, we had Hunger Games. It's a similar
Yeah.
premise. Like,
It's funny though, cause like it's funny that you mentioned Battle Royale, cause I remember when I watched Battle Royale before Hunger Games, and I remember a lot of people saying that like Hunger Games might have been a ripoff off of Battle
mhm,
Royale, cause I think it was
Yeah.
pretty similar, as in like it's all these kids from like poor backgrounds and stuff like that. And but yeah, it's not like a common. It's just not like a common thing that I think we see in our media. Um,
That's true.
yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And then
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of like Asian culture and like a lot of just like anime is so popular now and stuff like that. Like now that a lot of that stuff is more in the limelight, like something like this I think comes around and really like blows up. It's crazy though. It's blowing up a little bit too much. Like all right. I told y'all
Yeah.
I was going to tell you like so I work with kids, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
And like kids are talking about this is what I'm trying to say. Like little kids are talking about this show now. And I don't know where
Okay.
they're like I'm assuming they're watching it on Netflix or something or like watching it with their parents or something. But
Yeah.
so
Probably.
one of the little kids that I work with was like, "Oh, do you want to play red light green light with us?" And
Oh.
I was like, "Okay, sure," cuz I was like supervising them. And then we started playing, right? And so they were like red light, green light, blah blah blah, and where everyone's like running to the little finish line. So they like made their own little like line at the finish line and stuff like that. But here is where I was like, all right, this is a problem. So whenever they would get out, right? Like when it was like, okay, you're out because you moved. This is
Hmm.
what they did. You're out.
Oh.
You're out. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. We
No.
need to have a conversation about this. Um, and they're like like 8 or 9 year olds and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh.
And I remember like I was just playing, like I obviously knew where they were getting it from, and like and I asked them, I was like, how do you know this game? And they were all like, oh, it's from Squid Games. And I was just like, oh
Oh.
my gosh. I was like, "Do you guys watch that?" And they were like, "Yeah, even though it's not appropriate." And I was just like, "All right, I'm out." I was like,
Oh
I'm like,
man.
"I don't care what you guys do. I'm gonna walk away. Like, I don't want to hear this." And so that does concern me a little bit because I'm just kind of like, I feel like children should definitely not be watching this show.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's also like it shows like just how much it's blown up, like
Yeah.
in just such a
Yeah.
short amount of time.
It's funny because, like, if they were just playing red light, green light, that's one thing. But the
Yeah.
fact that you said that they were making finger guns,
Yeah.
and, and just that is really funny. And don't know where those kids' parents are, but
Right? Yeah. I was just like, and I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be calling up their parents and being like, "Hey, yo, like, what the heck?" Because that's just not my
Yeah.
place. But like,
Mhm.
I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like, I don't know. I try not to judge because I remember being little and like watching Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto, like people playing Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah. I think I've played GTA a little bit when I was probably younger than I should have been playing the game. Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very interesting that it's gotten. I didn't expect kids to watch, like middle schoolers and kids like 11 and above, sure,
Yeah.
but
No,
anything like
these.
younger than that is really interesting to
Yeah.
see.
But I think also because like what I was talking about with a lot of just like Korean media just becoming so popular. Like I have a lot of the kids I work with that will be like, oh, I can count in Korean, and like they know all these little Korean words, and everybody like loves BTS and stuff like that. And so
Hmm.
um, I definitely feel like there's like I think this came out at like the right time, like the prime time, like especially now with like TikTok and
Oh
just
yeah, this thing's also blowing up
yeah,
Yeah.
on
blowing
TikTok.
up. Yeah.
Everyone's making their own little versions. Do you guys see that one where it's like the Mexican Squid Games? And it was one of the challenges was like opening a masapan without breaking it.
Oh my
No.
god.
I thought that was so
That's
funny. I
funny
was
as
like,
heck
that
though.
that legit would be a game. And
Mm.
I had some masapanes here in the morning. I got
Yeah.
one, and I'm like, oh, let me see if I would survive the Mexican Squid Game.
Mexican
I,
Squid
I,
Game.
like immediately, once I pull the wrapper, it breaks, and I'm like, fuck, I'm dead. But,
I saw one that was like they drew the triangle on a tostada and they were like trying to
oh,
break the
Oh,
tostada and
that
it
was,
like broke. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
that's funny.
Yeah, the
Wow.
memes have
yeah.
been pretty like the memes have been pretty on point. That is
Yeah,
true.
for sure. So in terms of Squid Games, I mean, like I liked it, but for sure it was kind of unoriginal.
Mhm.
And that's probably gonna be a hot take, even though it's not, in my opinion. Um, and I enjoyed it like 100%. Like I thought the cinematography was good, the acting was really well
Mhm.
done. Like it has a lot of good things, but
Mhm.
for me, it definitely got like overhyped. Everyone was like so telling me like this is like literally like the show of the year and everything.
Yeah.
And when I went into it, I had these type of expectations, and they were like, "Oh, there's like a super awesome twist," and I was just like, "That's." And when it came, wasn't that surprised about it. I was just like, "Oh, okay,
Mm.
interesting."
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as mind blowing as people made it out to be. And it was funny because like when the twist showed up, I didn't think it was the twist. I thought there was something else that was going to be crazier,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
but then nothing ever came, so I'm like, oh, that was it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But like in terms of just like overall what the show does, I think it's incredibly strong. Like it does a really good job of hiding details that foreshadow like future events,
Mhm.
and it rewards you if you pay attention to those details. So like
Yeah.
as just if I'm just judging it based off of just like objectively this thing, cinematography wise, like writing wise, structure wise, I think it's insanely good, but it's definitely like overhyped to a certain extent. I think it's just a solid piece. If anything, I would say like if you enjoyed this, definitely watch more Korean media because the like I feel like Korean media has an insanely good track record of building an atmosphere, like
Yeah, like building tension, huh?
tension,
Yeah.
atmosphere,
Yeah.
just like a very unease environment.
Mhm.
Like Parasite is probably the
Like
most recent one
Parasite.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
comes to mind, but there's other movies like shoot, what was the one called? I forgot. It wasn't Monster. Was it Monster? Can't remember.
It might have. I feel like that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Oh my god. We're about to
It's
get
all
banned.
good.
Oh my
Cloud
god.
will be getting his own place soon.
Just
Yeah.
like 2 more weeks. Just 2 more weeks. Maybe.
um.
But anyway,
So one thing that I wanted to say too is like I actually heard that like.
I think I made it too better. Oh god. All right. It, it
It's all
is what
good.
it
It's all
is.
good.
It is what
It's all
it is.
good. So one thing that I was gonna say is, and I just saw an article about this recently, and it was honestly on BuzzFeed, so I'm actually not even sure like how accurate it is. But
Hmm.
so I guess someone who is Korean was saying how a lot of the translations weren't really well done,
Oh no,
and so
Hmm.
I
no, they
guess
weren't.
wait, you said they were or they weren't?
No, they weren't. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the Netflix ones, and this person was saying like that they're like they're like Korean, right? And like apparently like one of the really I think the show is really good. But I think as like Western viewers, we probably aren't seeing it to its full potential because apparently like
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
because apparently like part of what makes it really good as well is the dialogue, and like the dialogue is full of a lot of like cultural nuances that we wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily understand, right? And so there were this person, I guess, had dissected like specific parts of like what the dialogue was supposed to mean, and like what it was actually like, or what the translation was. And like I guess a lot of meaning and a lot of the like really just like a foreshadowing like dialogue and stuff like that was really lost because of like the translation. And I mean translations are really really hard, so it's like difficult
Mm-hmm.
to do that anyway.
Yeah.
um and then one example that I did find really interesting was like that just in terms of like those, like if you don't have the cultural knowledge of like the common, just like of Korean culture in particular, like you're not going to really get these things. But apparently there's like a scene where the guy with the glasses, like the smart
Yeah.
guy, the one who like,
Ongwoo, I think.
yeah, I think so. It's like after they all leave after the first game, and he's like sitting in the bathtub, I guess, and there's like something
Yeah.
smoking next to him. And so
Yeah.
apparently like that's actually a common way to like, or not a common way, but like a way to commit suicide. And so the like you know that unless you that like the burning of these coals like next to like this bathtub and stuff like that was like something that people do in like Korea. And so I thought that was really interesting because I was like, oh no, I didn't get that at all, right? I was just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, he's in the bathtub for some reason. I don't know why, but it was like because he was actually trying to like commit suicide and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of that stuff I've been finding like really interesting, which have been like just giving me a different lens of the show. So I do feel like it is really well written, like more so than like um some of the other stuff that I've watched that have been like similar genre, like Battle Royale and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm not finished yet, but um, I can see why it's. I mean, I agree. I think it's a little overhyped for what people know, but like, I do kind of feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's deserving of its hype. So
Yeah,
I'm a
for
challenge.
sure. For sure. No, I mean, like, I'm not saying that it's not deserving of.
Yeah.
I think
That'll just be our
it's.
clickbait title. Squid Games overrated.
We've already used that one.
Yeah, we
Like,
good.
but no, definitely. I think like if you're just intrigued by the premise, which is essentially like there's a lot of
Mhm.
people in debt who get a chance to participate in these games to win essentially 45 billion won, which is roughly like $30 million in US
Yeah.
dollars. Definitely just watch it. I think it's a solid piece of media for sure. A little overhyped,
Mhm.
yeah, but I think it's incredibly solid, just like objectively what it is.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, I think we should wrap up the Squid Game. Should we give this a rating, or should we wait until maybe
Maybe let's wait until next week so that we can talk about. I know normally want to talk about like comparing this to something
comparing
else, but
something?
yeah,
All
let's
right,
do
for
that next
sure.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now we're
We'll
gonna
hold
get
off.
into the for sure. Now we're gonna get into the section where we're gonna talk about what we've been watching this week. We might just kind of breeze through these just because it's still pretty early in the season. But
Mhm.
I this week I only watched two animes. I was kind of busy, so I watched Blue Period and Tech.op Destiny. I'll talk about Blue Period first. Um, Konjita, did you say you watched this? Yes or no?
No, it's on my list. I want to watch it. I just heard about like the manga
Mm-hmm.
like a couple weeks ago. And I was hearing that like it's just a really really good like manga apparently, and like the way that the author like captures just like that artistic like journey is super. I don't know, I just was hearing that it's like really detailed, it's really good. It's really good at like evoking like these different type of like creative emotions, but also like the blockage of those creative emotions. And so
Mm-hmm.
um I don't know, I'm hyped for it. What did you think? First
So,
impressions.
so the first impressions I got was that like it's decent so far. So far, it's decent.
Mhm.
I didn't really get much of a read on the characters yet because it mostly spent time on like the main character. It he has like a bunch of friends that he hangs out with, and then he meets like the girl with the red yellow hair. I can't tell what color that is.
Mhm.
Um, and so in the first episode, I thought it was pretty neat so far. Nothing like crazy stood out for me. Like the animation was fairly decent. It did do a pretty good job in invoking some emotion, at least like in me for a little bit, just because I was just
Yeah.
like, oh damn, like I kind of understood what the character was feeling. Especially because I think I mentioned like the synopsis is just like this character does a lot for everyone else, but doesn't necessarily do much for himself.
Mhm.
And I was surprised that they actually kind of got into that a little bit in like the first episode. I thought it was going to be a little bit more drawn out, but and it was pretty subtly done too. It was just like a quick like reference to the main character, and then they kind of built onto a little bit more of that. So in first impressions, like are pretty solid. I think it's decent so far. Um,
Okay. What's
but
it
I'm
on?
liking it's on Netflix right now, and luckily
Yeah.
it's not in Netflix jail, so it's going to be
It's
releasing
weekly.
weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Weekly
if you
release.
guys are interested, you can definitely just watch episode week by week. So I'm probably gonna keep watching this one just because I'm interested by the premise. I thought that the guy was just gonna be well, actually no, I kind of knew that, but it's I thought it I thought he was just gonna be like a painter outright or something like that, but no,
Yeah.
he just kind of picks it up and he does like a simple painting in the first episode, and but it has like meaning to him. And when I saw that, I'm just like, ah, that I like
Yeah,
that. I like that feeling.
because that's kind of what I've heard. It's more of like the story of like someone who is dedicated to making their art like a career, or like to really try to make their art like or like invest all of their time in their art type of thing.
Yeah,
Um
it's
yeah.
it's definitely going that route where it's like if you're gonna try to be good at something, then you
You
might
have
as
to
well
go
go
all
all in.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't. It's like that one quote, it's don't half-ass two things, whole ass one thing,
I
Uh,
like that whole ass one thing.
and so I like it so far, and I think if it keeps going the way it's going, it's gonna be good. I will say the one thing that threw me off, and it's literally nothing bad. It's just these are the oldest high schoolers I've ever seen in an anime.
Oh.
Like there's like a dude in his friend group that looks like he should be in his 30s.
Really?
Damn.
Yes, it's so interesting because I was like, wait, are they already in college? Are they not in college? But no, they're apparently in high school
They're apparently in high school.
because they're trying to sign up and get accepted to a university. So I was like, damn. And I think I personally like that because usually high school animes they look like kids. I mean, they're in
Yeah.
high school, but
Yeah.
at least here they kind of they have like a little bit more mature look.
Mhm.
So I mean, I was pretty impressed so far just from like the first episode. I'm gonna keep watching it, because the same reason. I just heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm trying to keep up with it. Any thoughts, North Hall? You might want to. Are you thinking about
Uh,
watching this one or not?
I might watch it when there's a few more episodes out.
For sure, for sure. All right, I'm gonna just tap on this one real quickly. So I started watching this one called Tac.op Destiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So last time when we were on the episode, we kind of just skipped like this is apparently
Yeah, I don't think
this
we
is on
talked
the
about it.
it was on the top 10 list, but we are just like don't know it, don't care. So we just skipped
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, it was actually a pretty good first episode, so I watched it,
Mhm.
and it is honestly pretty cool. I
It's
was
based off of the game, right?
yeah, it's based
Yeah.
off a mobile game. I think that's what Northalt said.
Yeah.
And so when I watched it, I think first thing that stands out is the animation. It has like incredibly good animation. I don't know what studio's doing it, but they're doing a banging job of it. Um,
I'll find out.
but just for
Got
like the animation
that big gaming
alone,
budget.
yeah,
Mhm.
just
Oh,
for
it's
the animation
Mappa
alone.
and Madhouse.
Oh, Mappa and Madhouse, no freaking wonder.
Dang.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's incredibly like good. The animation is fluid. It's really stylistic too. It's really bright and vivid, and I would definitely say so far it's just sort of like it's like animation porn. Like it's just really good.
It's just really pretty, pretty good
Yeah.
It's
looking.
really pretty. Like the characters themselves are pretty just like I would say generic. You know, they have like their
Hmm.
quirkiness and stuff. But in terms of the premise, it's pretty interesting. They fight these monsters that apparently hate music. So there's like
Okay.
no music in the world that they live in. Like music's banned. Like there's like they go to a restaurant, there's a jukebox, and it's like don't touch this, don't turn it on, and stuff like that. Because the music attracts monsters because the monsters hate music.
Oh, that's so interesting. And that guy's
And
got like a little like a
uh, uh,
maestro thing, right?
yeah, Maestro. It's funny because
I
that's
don't know
what
what those are
he's
called.
called. He's called the Maestro.
Baton?
He is?
Baton? Yeah.
Oh,
So this chick is actually apparently like a music cart or something. Basically, I don't know what that means yet, but she essentially gets activated by music, and this guy like
okay.
conducts her to fight the monsters. It's really
Oh,
interesting.
what?
Yeah, but the main character he like loves music, and he was playing like all like these like famous pieces. I'm not cultured, so I don't know what they
Are
were,
they all
but
like, yeah, are they all like classical
Yeah.
yeah,
pieces?
they were like classical pieces.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Okay.
so he plays like a
Swampy Man would
classical.
love this.
Oh, he probably would. Um, he played like a Beethoven. I'm probably got that wrong. I think it's Beethoven. And then a monster just like tries to ram at him, and then the girl like saves him. But you
Do
know,
they just like pop out of nowhere, or
no, they're kind of spread out. So there are some that apparently like live underground. There's some that just kind of there. They just hide in plain sight.
okay. Yeah.
Um, or they like dwell inside like a factory or something. But they're not like hidden monsters. They're pretty obvious. And from what I
Okay.
can tell, they have a general idea of where the monsters are. But just first impressions, animation, super
It's
awesome.
really good.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I'll probably just keep watching it just for that alone. But I was kind of feel bad that we just sort of skipped this one because people were like saying it's good, and yeah, it's pretty solid.
Okay.
Um, last on my list is going to be World's End Harem. We don't have a. I don't think we have a graphic for it. We don't need it. I'm just going to say a
Yeah,
quick
yeah. Wait,
sentence.
wait.
Yeah, we don't need it. But World's End Harem was delayed until January of 2022. So I'm sad.
Oh,
Should
Oh,
be.
okay.
dang. It was like number 6 on that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, it was highly anticipated.
Why did
No,
they delay? That's so last minute.
it's really
Yeah.
last minute. They didn't give a reason. The only reason was like to examine production, whatever that means.
Oh, it
Uh,
was probably too like,
They probably didn't want something to happen like
uh-oh.
what's the show?
which one?
The reviewers.
Oh, interspecies reviewers.
Yeah, interspecies reviewers, because the network even cut them off
Oh,
after
Mm,
a while
really?
too. Yeah.
Because it just like wasn't appropriate anymore or what?
it was pretty
So
inappropriate.
it was pretty appropriate, but I guess compared to the source material, they put a lot more stuff into it. So they put a lot more detail into scenes as opposed to just describing it.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like my camera disconnected. Can everybody still hear
Yep.
me though?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, and don't worry, your little Tanjiro avatar
Yeah.
is doing the job for you, so you're not completely gone.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just wondering if they ran into that
Oh,
issue and they
okay.
just wanted to have it improved. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe, but I'm kind of sad. I don't have my degenerate anime for the season.
Well, yeah, that's true.
All right.
So
My camera doesn't work, but you guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
All
we can
right, we're
hear
good.
you.
We're good. We're good. All right.
We'll
You'll
just
just have Tanjiro eating a rice cake.
a little
That's
onigiri.
that's what my little icon is. Yeah.
Don't you
It's
mean a jelly donut?
What?
what?
Oh, you don't know that reference? Okay.
No, I don't.
No.
So, side note, I've been watching the latest season of Pokemon that's on Netflix because
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
decent. Ash isn't an idiot.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He actually knows what he's doing. So in one of the older episodes, just because it was 4 kids and they thought that like having like a little rice ball like that or the rice triangle,
Uh-huh.
onigiri, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nigeria.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So they thought it wasn't going to translate well. So like Brock would make them, and then in the English one, he was just like, "Oh, anybody want a jelly donut?" And it's freaking onigiri.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And so, yeah, they don't do that anymore, but
Okay,
they
yeah, they
actually keep it
shouldn't.
legitimate. Yeah. Um,
That's funny.
but yeah, that's one of the things that that's why I laughed about it. I was like, "Oh, jelly donut." Uh,
For
so
sure.
yeah,
So what have you watched in Northall? I know you have some things you want to
yeah.
get to.
So I was watching Pokemon just a bit, which got me to play Sword and Shield again for a little bit. I picked up 86, or I don't know, is it just 86? Right?
People just shorthand it to 86. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that started up what last week,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's it's still a field trip.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's difficult to watch, but at the same time, like it's just good. It makes you feel bad though about their situation.
Hmm.
Mm.
Especially the second episode of this season. Like I was like, damn. Cause pretty much they're like child soldiers, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And so have you seen it already?
I
Or are you
watched the
gonna
first
see it?
No.
season.
Okay. Uh
Is this the one that's like pure depression?
I wouldn't say uh,
Like
I would
90% depression.
yeah.
Oh
So
man.
it's
85%.
85%.
screwed. I'm just gonna spoil it. It's the first 2 episodes. I don't know what else is gonna happen down the line. So they're child soldiers, right?
Hmm.
And they've grown up on the battlefield.
Yep.
And in the second season, within like the first 2 episodes, they actually make it to another city.
Hmm.
And so that's what's like kind of being shown in the background with the new like mech suit that's on there. And
Okay.
so what happens is that since they grew up on the battlefield, they stay there in the city for like a month, and then they're just like, it's too peaceful. They're just like, I
Ah,
want to go back. And I'm just like,
damn.
Oh, it's like they're
oh
like
no.
traumatized.
Yeah. They're conditioned
Dang.
for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much like they signed back up for the military. And I was just like I was just sitting there and I was like, man, because it's like those moments where you do something for so long and you're conditioned for it, and then you do something different for a little bit, and then you're just like, nah, actually, I want to do that again, even though
Mm.
it wasn't the greatest thing. So I don't know.
Ah, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
dude.
because
I've actually heard that that's like a real thing, like
yeah,
PTS. It's literally just like PTSD. Like, yeah, like a lot of soldiers, like when they come back from, especially from being like in combat and stuff, like they can't be peaceful anymore. Like, but that's like PTSD. So a lot of them actually end up going back because that somehow ends up being like sort of where they now exist. I guess it's like
yeah,
it
Mhm.
changes your perspective of like reality so much that you just like can no longer exist like in
yeah,
just like regular, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
dang, that's deep. That is
yeah,
depression.
Ooh, that's
yeah. I was like, oh man,
80,
uh,
86 likes to hit you where it hurts.
yeah,
It also does a
Yeah.
good job of like misdirecting. It always wants you to believe one thing and then it just stabs you in the face.
Like,
Yeah.
slight
Like,
side
yeah,
note.
Mhm.
Slight side note. Have y'all watched The Hurt Locker ever?
yeah. I
Yeah,
was
and I think
gonna
that's like
mention
what
that movie.
happens. Yeah, and that's what happens. Like he pretty much goes through a traumatic experience and then comes back and is so uneased. Like, and then he ends up going back
There's like
to
bomb
war, pretty
defusal. Like
much.
that
Yeah.
was what the dude was
Yeah.
doing. And yeah, I
Mhm.
was gonna bring that up and make like a parallel with it. But damn. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
definitely get back to watching 86 this season because I really loved the first season. Even though it made me depressed, but
Yeah.
it was still really good.
Yeah, it's good. And then the other thing that I started watching, Demon Slayer. I know we were
Okay.
just like, don't watch it. It's a
Yeah, it's like it's
No,
gonna be the
rehash.
no.
same.
I don't think we ever said that. I said we were gonna watch. I did not encourage other people
Okay.
not to watch. I said
All
I'm
right.
probably not gonna watch it until December.
So
Ouch.
what ended up happening was the first episode,
Mhm.
it was a
All right.
prequel to the movie. It was like what happened
Yeah.
Hey,
to the Hashira before he got on the train.
hmm
Did they
I'm
do a one
back.
shot of that? Is that what the one shot was, or no?
I think that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, the first episode was supposed to be like an anime only episode.
Yeah. And so I don't know what they're gonna pop out with for the rest of the season.
hmm
Because obviously, like, I know it's gonna rehash a lot of stuff because they're just on a train, right? But I
hmm
don't know if they're gonna do like side stuff with all the other characters, like even the other
Mhm.
kid, like the three kids that were on there, like
Mhm.
their background too. That's what it felt like. Like it was gonna be like one of those filler episodes where they show the background of the villain.
hmm
And I think they were gonna do like all the different perspectives.
Yeah. No, for
So
sure. They have like enough episodes to work with because the movie itself was only like what, like an hour and a half long. Like,
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and that's broken up, let's say 20 minutes, like 6 episodes. So they probably have like enough time left over just to add little details to just like the Mugen Train. I know they said that they were adding like new music to the Mugen Train arc.
Oh,
So
really?
at the very least, yeah, they're getting new music for that whole arc.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna
Maybe
watch
I'll
it.
watch it.
I'm gonna watch the
Yeah.
second episode, find out what happens. If it becomes too repetitive of the movie, then I'm just gonna be like, all right, whatever. Wait till the end, and
hmm
then just like kind of just jump through it and skim through it. But for the most part, it just felt like it was just giving background of the villain, the side characters and stuff.
Got it. All right, for sure. Yeah, I might watch it if I have like nothing to watch. Which I probably will have plenty to watch, but you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there's a lot. Comey's gonna come up soon.
Yeah.
I tried looking for
I'm waiting.
Komi-san online to watch it in a not legal way,
Mhm.
but I couldn't find it, so I don't know if it's available yet or if it's like Netflix really has a hold on Komi-san like releasing anywhere else.
I
That
did
would be
catch
shitty
up
right there.
finally.
To the manga?
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
Now I don't know what to do with myself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like, no.
fair. Speaking of people who don't know what to do with themselves, I'm gonna move on to our next topic. Smash Bros. Is
Oh my
finally done
gosh.
adding characters to Smash Ultimate. I thought it was appropriate to talk about
Yep.
because the last character no one expected or everyone expected, I don't know, really. But Sora from Kingdom Hearts is finally in Smash. He's finally here. Literally,
Hey.
that's the tagline. He's
Sora
finally
is
here
finally here. I'm
after
assuming he's been
20
like
years.
requested like crazy, I guess.
I think
Yeah.
since Smash was out, he's been requested.
I guess I'm just surprised because I thought I thought that was like Sony. Like, isn't Kingdom Hearts Sony? That's not Nintendo.
Oh man.
Is
So
that
that's
a
a big
loaded?
rabbit hole. So So I did. So I've played through all the Kingdom Hearts games. All
Uh-huh.
right.
Oh damn! Even the
Okay.
web browser games.
No. Wait.
Okay.
Oh my god! Don't say that. All of them except for the mobile game,
Okay.
because
And the web browser games.
web browser games, I guess. The fan made games, I guess.
Continue.
All the mainline ones. So what they did, so recently they released all of them as a package um, on the PlayStation,
Yeah.
because before they were just like the first game was the first two games were on the PS2,
Mhm.
and then they were just like, oh, we have a side story that actually it's not a side story, it actually goes with the main story. It's
Hmm.
part
Oh,
of it,
okay.
and they were just like, we're releasing it on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
And then they split
Oh.
it everywhere except for Xbox.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, like half of the games were on freaking on like the
On
Nintendo
Nintendo?
DS and
Hmm.
stuff, and like they jumped back and forth, and I was just like, I don't. At the time, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance, so I was like, I guess I'll never play this and not find out. And then and then they released everything on the PlayStation. So it was cool.
But it's still Square Enix, right?
Yeah, but Square Enix isn't exclusive to Sony because they have a bunch of stuff
Mm,
on the Nintendo as well.
Hmm.
okay. All right, that makes more sense
Yeah,
then.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I continue.
it's probably Disney, because I know the reason why Kingdom Hearts 3, like the storyline was kind of bad, was because Square Enix wanted more liberties with
Mhm.
like the Pixar characters and all that stuff that they put in there, and they're just like, "Oh, what about if we put in this situation and stuff?" And so the game got slightly delayed because Disney was just like, "No, it has to be this way." And
Mm.
so
Hmm.
Sora is an original character, but I don't know. Maybe the mouse just, had something to say.
The mouse had to do this.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that I think the reason no one thought Sora would ever get into Smash is because Disney is like the most greediest corporation in terms of IPs.
yeah,
Like they're never gonna let their like anything they own go to anywhere else.
Dang.
So like people are speculating that the licensing for getting Sora must have been insane. It must have taken like years for him to get licensed to be put in this game.
yeah.
And it's funny, like I don't even think Masahiro Sakurai, the guy who created Smash, expected Sora to be in the game. Because
Really?
I
Probably
watched the
not.
direct, I watched the direct, and he was playing him. He's just like, "Oh wow, he's actually in the game!" Like,
Really?
he
Wow.
literally says, "Like I can't believe it. He's actually in the game." So yeah,
Dang,
this is
that's
wild.
crazy. Okay, so now that makes sense why like people were crying and stuff.
Yeah, people are really hyped. I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty cool. Like, I mean, I don't really get the hype of Kingdom Hearts. It seems
Yeah, me either.
really convoluted. The only context I have is like a donkey video, and I don't even know if any of it was serious or not.
Oh
But
man.
but I think Sora's pretty cool. I watched the direct, and I thought he was like pretty sick in terms of like his move set and everything.
Yeah.
And if people are happy to have it, like I really don't know who else you could have gotten to
To be
be
in
like
Smash.
to be the final character too. Like
Yeah.
this, it's not like there's gonna be more characters after this. It's like this is the final one.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that's a good way to go out too. Like
Yeah, for
if
sure.
this is one that was like highly anticipated, like I don't know who else. Like all the Fire Emblem characters, like maybe it's just because I'm not into like Fire Emblem, but like I kind of
Mhm.
thought that they were like meh, just like
Oh yeah, you and everyone else. I
Yeah.
don't,
yeah,
I don't think because like I'm from the Smash community. I've been to tournaments. I've held tournaments,
yeah.
and everyone disses on the Fire
On
Emblem
the Fire
character.
Emblem characters,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just anime sword boys. That's it.
Yeah, literally, that's it. But I mean,
Yeah.
didn't you use one of them?
Oh yeah, that doesn't mean I.
Wasn't that one of like your mains?
No, I wasn't a main, but I definitely used them. I thought they were
That was like
cool.
producer son's main, right? It was like Mark.
Marth,
Marth.
Marth,
not Mark.
not Mark. See, this
No.
is how much I don't care about the Fire Emblem characters.
No,
Uh,
but yeah,
no,
for
that's pretty
sure. So
dope though.
I think this character's cool, and I'm happy for the people who wanted Sora. I personally never wanted Sora. Like I didn't see the hype between it for him, but a lot of people really liked him. So I'm just like, all right, I'm down. I'm down for this. I think it's definitely a good character to cap the DLC.
I did think that the reveal was pretty cool though. Like the little
Oh
video.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like low key kind of emotional. I was just like, I'm like, I'm not even invested in this, but I like low key was like, oh my gosh, they're pulling him out of the universe, or like they're pulling him into the little
Just the little
universe.
universe.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
does he handshake Mario? I can't remember.
Yeah, he does.
I
I don't
think
know.
he
I don't know, I
does.
don't know if he fist bumps him or handshakes him.
He
Mario.
handshakes
He
him
handshakes
at the
him.
very
Yeah,
end. Yeah. I was like,
yeah, that's
damn.
sweet. I remember someone was saying that like during that whole trailer when they like show the edge of his keyblade with the Mickey Mouse logo, they were like,
Yeah.
that cost Nintendo $3 million to show.
Oh my god.
I was like, damn, that's probably true.
They probably did.
But
Dang.
yeah, it's interesting ride that Smash has been on. I'll definitely give him a playthrough. I've been playing a little bit more lately, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the online's still terrible, but
Yeah.
Didn't go back to the community.
I might attend a tournament here and there. Sure, yeah.
Oh, Cloud is back.
I'm back, baby.
Back. All right. Well, we're almost at the 1 hour mark. Is there anything
Yeah,
else that?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Ending it here in terms of stuff to talk about. I don't really have anything else I want to discuss. Also, it's kind of late, so the quicker we end this episode, the better.
Yeah, it's gonna be a short one today. Finally, I feel like we're always like, oh, it's gonna be a
I
short
mean,
episode today, and it's
is
like,
it a short one? We still hit an hour. Like, usually we go over
it's
like 15,
shorter.
20. Yeah, shorter episode for sure.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's true.
Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be it for us.
That's it.
As always, we're gonna be posting these VODs on YouTube with an awesome thumbnail that I always design myself. So if you like the thumbnail, you know where
Shout
to
out
find
to
me.
Cloud.
Shout out
Yeah.
to me. So we usually upload on Wednesdays. That's usually our normal schedule. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far. We appreciate you and the time you put in to be with us. Leave a comment below. What would you have preferred to be the last Smash Ultimate character? That's going to be the question. That's your
All
guys
right.
watching.
Yeah, that could be an interesting one.
Yeah. Leave down your answer below. I'm still upset that Goku is not in the game, but
Oh
Bruh.
my god.
Bruh.
we
Oh
can't,
my gosh.
maybe a little bit, of a
Low-key?
reach. But
Dang, that would have been epic.
I swear, if there's one more character after Sora, it would have been Goku. Like I swear, if there's one more character. If they got Sora, they can get Goku.
They can get Goku.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, besides the point, let's end this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Leave your comment for who you think should have been the last character for Smash. And that's gonna be it for us here. You can follow our socials as seen on the stream, and we'll catch Manga Mogul. What? Manga Mogul or Mango
Mango
Mogul?
Mogul?
Mango Mogul.
Mango Mogul?
That's a dope name right there.
Yeah.
I
Thanks
like
for
that.
following.
Thanks for the following. All right,
Oh,
he
he
says
said
either
either
one.
one.
Mango
Alright,
Mogul.
cool.
Nice.
Thanks for following.
So we'll see you all next time because sometimes unexpected things happen.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Whatever
Yeah.
happens, we'll see you next time.
Alright.
All right.
See y'all later. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.